TSF Entertainment.
What's good, TSF fam? It's your boy Retro CG, DJ Fresh Your Highness in the building on this good Monday night. We run a little behind schedule. We're a little bit behind schedule, but we here. We are here to talk about Bel-Air, Season 3, Episode 9, Family Matters. Hey, I'm going to just say, if y'all have been watching our reviews, y'all better go back and press the rewind, be the replay gang, because we said what we said.
Yep.
And we saw what we saw. Did we not?
Yeah, we called a lot of it.
Yeah, we caught a lot of it.
We called a lot of it.
All right, what'd you think about this episode, bro?
It wasn't bad, but I just ain't like how all of the barrage came at Will on this episode.
I was feeling some type of way about that too.
I'm like, I get it with Carlton. I'm like, okay, whatever.
No, I don't get it with Carlton either. I was feeling some kind of way about that.
I mean, I was still mad. I was still mad at Carlton, but like I kind of get it because he, like I said, his nose is open, so all he worried about is Amir. What got me even more was Lisa. I'm like, bro, like really, like you coming at him too? Like how you coming at, like, bro?
You were the one that told him.
You told him,
yeah, and you knew that he was going to say something to Carlton about it. So
like, and I get it, he didn't do it that way, but. And I get it. It was, and I'll speak on it when we get to that scene. I was just like, yeah, I wasn't feeling that. But then it reminded me of original Fresh Prince when I remember Will Smith's character. It was in an episode. He said, and I quote, "When in doubt, blame Will." And it was another episode. It was the one with the horse where they bought the horse, and Hilary was like, "Oh, we'll just blame it on Will. He's the one that always gets in trouble anyway."
Yep, and that's exactly what we saw here in this episode. Through and through. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into this episode because we got a few things to talk about. Will, Carlton, and Lisa try to heal after witnessing their friend's overdose. Hilary prepares for her wedding, and Jeffrey reveals the truth to Frederick. Okay, so the episode starts off with Carlton sitting outside of Amir's place. I'm not really sure why he's there. They didn't really make it clear as to why he was there, other than the fact that I guess his parents must have driven him over there.
Oh yeah, because he was trying to see Amir. And
okay.
Her mom wouldn't let him.
Okay. So he's sitting out there thinking about what has happened, trying to get in there to see Amir or whatever, check on her or whatever. And his parents are sitting out there, they're kind of like a support system for him, and they're concerned about him. And he finally gets back in the car and lets his parents know that we can leave now.
Yep.
So we see that he's dealing with the aftermath of what happened in the last episode with Amir overdosing and falling into the pool. Quick recap on that. Lisa is at the country club, and I think she was getting ready to go for a swim, and she sees that the pool is closed at the country club for maintenance. Like, what's the pool closed for? She just fell in it.
I guess maybe it was still a crime scene, but then she also had
did die.
Yeah, she didn't die. I mean, she didn't, get unlocked, etc. But I think she also just had a fear because I think we saw a little flashback of her seeing a mirror in the water, etc., whatever. And I'm just like, I get it, but I'm like, at the same time, you're a lifeguard. Like,
this happens all the time.
I mean, well, not to the point where you gotta resuscitate somebody, but still, it's like you're a lifeguard, so
you should be prepared for that happening anytime. Rather, how about that? Okay. So Will is back at the mansion and back at home, and he's in his room, and he seems to be going through a moment of processing as well. He may not be affected as strongly as Lisa and Carlton are, and y'all act like y'all known this girl for years. I mean, y'all just met this girl 5 minutes ago. Like, I get it. What happened to her was scary, but at the same time, not really a life-changing event. Y'all knew that the girl had a drug problem to begin with. Y'all know that she's relapsed several times, so I don't know why this comes unexpected. Will sends a text to Carlton, says, "You okay, bro? Any word? I'm praying for her heaven." I feel like that was a bigger thing for Will to do because he put his personal feelings towards Amir aside to be supportive for Carlton.
But
he gets no reply,
and it was genuine. It wasn't.
It was genuine. Yeah, it came from a good place.
Yeah, it wasn't from no. Oh, let me just let me just apologize real quick. Like, it was actually genuine. Like,
and he didn't get no reply from Carlton, so he then turns around and sends Lisa a text as well, checking in, how you holding up, heard from Carlton, let me know. She doesn't reply. And I'm like, okay, why everybody, like, the man is doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's checking on the fam, Then he gets a text from Quentin. Team Black says, where you at? Folks want to holler. Multiple offers on the table. Check your emails and touch down with me. So after the investment launch party, there's now offers on the table for people to invest in Blacksis. So we already know where that's going. Will jumps up kind of excited about that and start checking the emails and seeing the offers that's on the table. And around by this time, Carlton comes back home from Amir's place, and Will comes in to check on Carlton, to see how is he doing? Are you good? And he was like, I know this is not your fault, Carlton. This is not your fault. Don't blame yourself for it. And he's like, I know it's not my fault, it's yours. I'm like, oh, here we go with the bullshit.
Yeah, he better than me. Like I said, we would have threw hands. I don't care. We would have had to square up, because I'd have been like, but I gotta commend.
Not over that, but we definitely would have squared up when he made the little comment about. Well, he started going off on Will. He's like, this is your fault. Just like everything else bad that happens around here is your fault. Ever since you came here, there's nothing but bad things that has happened. You ain't nothing but a street thug, just like your shitty ass dad. I was like, oh, that's when he would have got them hands.
Yeah. I gotta commend Will though, because from he came a long way. Because I think season 1 Will, like in Carlton room, he would have went off right then and there, and they probably would have threw hands. He probably would have said something, etc., whatever. So he said, you know what? I see you, man. I'm gonna give you space, and whatchamacallit. And even right here, I still think season 1 Will would have threw some hands at him. Like, he just would have swung. It wouldn't even have been choking him up. Like, they would have actually fought. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta commend him on that. But yeah, like I said, we would have had to shoot the fade. I wouldn't have cared about Aunt Viv, Uncle Phil, none of that. We would have had to shoot the fade.
Yeah. So around about this time, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv hears the commotion with the boys, and they run out to find out what's going on and sit them down. And it's like, yo, what's going on with you? Like, listen, Carlton, we know that you are going through a tough time right now. Your sobriety is important to us, but this is not Will's fault. And Will tries to kind of run interference by saying, hey, I know that Carlton's upset right now and he didn't mean it. And Carlton's like, oh no, I mean everything I said. And then some. And then, of course, by this time, they're like, why is he just going off on Will so bad? So they was like, Carlton, have you relapsed? And then he's like, oh, so you think I'm the one that needs to be interrogated right now? It's surprising that you guys decide to interrogate me. Maybe y'all should ask Will about what happened at the construction site in that fire.
Definitely would have
got his ass beat again right there in front of his parents.
Would have caught the meanest joint, because now you snitch, bro. Because they got every right. Like, and not only that, hold on, did we get to that part yet? No, I don't think we got to that part yet. Yeah, no. So later on, but they had every right, as we saw from this episode, from later on, what you were about to do. So they had every right to ask you, like, yo,
that in this episode? That was in this episode.
It was in this episode. You was about to get rid. Yeah, you was about to relapse. So they had every right. Like, and whatchamacallit told you, your mother told you day one, she didn't think it was a good idea. And look what happened.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it, is because he even kind of go off on his parents a little bit. It was like, y'all never liked Amir, y'all never made her feel welcome and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, again, this is coming from an angry place.
Yeah,
this is not coming from a place of rationality. It's coming from a place where he is just so upset, and he's trying to find everyone to blame for Amir's condition. No, she's to blame.
Yeah, because you think. Yeah, because I'm just like, yo, you think, okay, let's just say whatever. Let's say Will never said anything to her, and they saved it, and him and Lisa told you, and you don't think that maybe Carlton yourself, had you approached her about it, she wouldn't have done the same thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely would have
She
done the
could
same
easily
thing.
done the exact same thing, bro.
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
it's
And keep in mind, this is coming from the fact that she had already went off on Will, which she had no reason to go off on Will about anything. Her and Will had never had any beef prior to.
no.
So the fact that she used that gathering that they had to attack Will, like, but y'all sitting here pressing Will out saying that y'all here, you were mean to her, huh? She was mean to me first. Petty.
Exactly.
And so they like, what are you talking about? Will, you was involved in this? Right there, see right there, I would have smacked the oh God, I would have lunged on him right there. He would have been flipped over in that chair. Just oh my God, I would have just
Yeah, I'm like, bro, really?
Y'all still would have been trying to pull me off of.
Like, you just gonna snitch like that? Like, okay, like that's probably dang. I couldn't even say that because I probably would have. Matter of fact, I probably would have did that too. I probably would like, yeah, okay. Since we talking about that, yeah, me and Carlton, we was in the street race in Amir's car.
Since you ain't tell,
since you won't tell everything, let's put it all out on the table.
Let's put everything out on the table.
Let's put it all out there.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's what Frederick about to get us jumped. Now, like, let's put it all out there.
Yeah, let's put it all out there. And Carlton, you were driving. Let's put it all out there. You want to talk? Let's talk.
Yeah, they both was in the car. Yeah,
so
get it.
Yeah. So later on, Aunt Vil comes in. She go off on Will. Like she really, really go off on Will, and she was basically, giving him the lecture that I expected him to get. And she was very upset because she was like, you out here. I thought you had got past all that dumb ish. And Will tried to plead his case by letting her know that listen, we out here fighting for what we believe in. That's what y'all are raising me, or that's what y'all teaching me out here, is to fight for what I believe in. And the fact that these businesses are out here suffering, Jazz, Uncle Phil trying to get Jazz to sell his business, he's representing Omar, like all this was just too much. And I was trying to be a buffer between all that by supporting Jazz. And so at that time, Aunt Vil lets him know that Jazz has been arrested. Like you could have been sitting in the cell right next to him. Your mom already talking to me crazy about I'm going too easy on you out here. Matter of fact, get your phone. I'll call your mom and tell your mama what you did. And so I was like, okay, maybe Will have an opportunity to redeem himself, because I just knew that Uncle Phil was going to be salty with him and put him out and all this stuff. But that didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen.
This
man, go ahead, man. What you doing, Frederick? What you out here doing?
Bro, I really think he top boy.
Yeah, top boy.
Yeah, top boy. Yeah.
Top boy.
You really think he like, bro? You really out here in unknown territory.
In not only in a country that you're not used to being in, but in a city where you're not used to being in, and you out here rolling dice with some random dudes on the street, and then you got the nerve to talk ish to them after you take their money. Like, I'm surprised they didn't jump him.
That's the same thing I thought was about to happen.
I thought they were going to be the ones to jump him. And even when the truck pulled up, I thought it was them coming back to rob him for their money that he just got. I didn't realize it was two separate dudes until I went back and rewatched it. So like you lucky you got out of that situation. So after he took the guys for their money, he talking shit to him as he walking off or whatever. You said G-Wagon pull up, a silver G-Wagon pull up, and these dudes hop out. Frederick was holding his own at first or whatever, but ultimately this what happened.
Bro, I died laughing when I saw this scene. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, man, they put that boy out like in the middle of an alley, and I'm just trying to figure out and I'm also trying to figure out. I'm like, okay,
well, you gonna roll for the screenshot.
I'm trying to also figure out
how we get from here
and nobody
to this.
Like where was this at that nobody saw this?
Right, or heard the commotion or anything.
Like, where was y'all living at? Like, was it? I was confused. I was just like, okay, like, where is this in California that this is happening? Because I'm sure Jeffrey lives, and I'm almost thinking this is the same neighborhood Jeffrey lives in, because it looks like the same neighborhood every time we saw the G-Wagon.
Yep.
Like, I'm sure Jeffrey is, I don't, one of the most safest places in Cali. So I'm just like, yo, how's nobody just seeing this? But this was hilarious. I was like, well, that's what he get.
Yep, that's what he get. He finally got what he deserved.
Yep.
So meanwhile, going back to what we were saying, Penelope and Jeffrey,
Yep.
They having lunch, and they just rekindling and trying to get their old thing back, right? I was like, something about this don't feel right.
Yep.
Something about this don't feel right. Frederick come in all bruised up and banged up or whatever, and got the nerve to talk shit to Jeffrey when Jeffrey come over and try to ask him about what's going on or whatever. And Jeffrey was actually trying to be a father. He really didn't even try to son him or, truly concerned about the fact that he had been in a fight and let him know that violence only going to create other problems for you. He's like, oh, you would know. I would have bruised up the other eye.
I'm like, oh, you've been here all this long, and now all of a sudden you think like you a man, like you not me, like, bruh, I done did some things. You know what? This almost in a sense, and I hate to even talk about another show while we're talking about this one, but it kind of reminds me of Tariq. It's just like, bruh, like you didn't have to do none of this, but you chose to do this because for what? Like
it's a kinship to it. Yeah. It's definitely a kinship to it because he wears that attitude with Jeffrey, just like Tariq did with Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad at his father about his father's past, something that you don't know about.
Nothing.
And the fact that his father is now not living that life, you don't have respect for your father because he's not doing the things that you know or heard of him to do. So you feel like he's not keeping it 100 or he's not keeping it real. So you out here trying to be top boy like he was, but that's not going to get you far. And that's what Jeffrey is trying to tell him, his stupid ass. But
not only that, your mama should have told you.
I feel like we'll get there. So Jeffrey is kind of frustrated. He doing a little workout at the house or whatever. Penelope's like, oh, you need to eat something. You need to eat. It's going to be okay. And he was like, I don't know about all this. Like, I ain't feeling it. Frederick has come too far. Like, we don't need him in this type of situation or whatever. She's just trying to de-escalate the situation before Jeffrey go out here and do Jeffrey things.
Yep.
Whatever. What did you think about their interaction? Did you feel what I felt, or what were you feeling with these two?
Oh man, I already knew for a fact. I was just like, yeah, they about to they about to get back together. Them old thing, you know what I'm saying? Like we saw it from the whole scene when they was at the bar.
At the bar, yep.
At the bar. I was like, that's exactly what it's about to be.
It's building us up for them to rekindle. Yep.
I was like, they about to rekindle their little romance and try to build back their family. And of course, like we said it, and we'll talk about it in episode 10. We already said exactly what was going to happen with Jeffrey and Penelope and Frederick.
Word for word.
We literally saw it coming. Like it was just there. It was too easy.
Yeah, it was right there. Hilary's meeting with Hilary and Hilary and Avi.
Don't worry, because sometimes that's I be forgetting that's her name too. I'll be like, oh yeah, Carucci.
Hilary and Avi are meeting with Hilary's wedding planner, Jade. And Hilary's just like, listen, I know that this venue change and the timeline change has really kind of accelerated things, but we know that you can pull it off. And Ivy got the nerve to be sitting up here making demands like this her wedding. And then she self-appointed herself as maid of honor. And then when the wedding planner corrected her about Ashley being the maid of honor, she started talking shit then. I was like, you don't have to be here.
Like, she said, Ashley's not here. Where's Ashley? I forgot what she said. Did she say something?
She was at daycare.
Yeah, daycare, something like that. And I'm still like how you said since season 1. When did these two get so cool?
Yeah. When they were just at odds the very last season. I even went back and watched last season just to see did they patch up things.
Nope. They were at odds.
Become girlfriends.
Like all of a sudden. And then I still felt like even there, like Hilary should have put her in check. Like, yo, this is my wedding. Like, granted, okay, you could say you the maid of honor or whatever, but like, nah, we're doing it the way I want to do it. Like, Ivy was doing it as if like she was about to have like it was about to be at the influencer house or something.
Yeah, like the wedding was going to be there, and that this was an opportunity. Like, this ain't nothing but an opportunity for you to,
Yep.
you know, prance around in a wedding dress with some of Lamarcus's celebrity athlete friends.
Mm-hmm. I felt like that's all she was
Come
going
up.
for was for her.
Yeah, a come up.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, Hilary gets a text from what we later on realized was Will, but she jumped up urgently saying that she needed to leave. She needed to take care of something. And she told Ivy, like, listen, be easy. All right. This is my wedding. Don't fuck my shit up. I would have left her there. And so then we get to the police department. And Will is there, and we learned that Will took some money from Black's account, which I feel like that's going to be an argument on down the road. That's going to be a problem on down the road because, one, Will is using company funds to handle personal business. You heard it here first. That's going to be a problem with him and Carlton on down that road about that, and probably with their new investor, that money not your money to spend.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Rather than asking Hilary for the money when she got there to bail him out. That didn't make sense. Hilary gets there, and of course, Will is too young to sign Jazz's bail. So he needed Hilary there to co-sign the bail. He's put the money up to bail Jazz out. He's feeling guilty about what happened with Jazz. And this thing came through. Yo, I felt some kind of way about this.
The way she did it.
Way about this. The way she came in and she was like, "Oh, Jazz, I was so worried about you. Like, I'm here to pick you up. The minute this is what she said. The minute I heard you got out, I knew I had to come and pick you up. Wait a minute, why you didn't come and bail him out,
bruh?" That's the first thing I thought of. As soon as she said that, I was like, "Yo, wait a minute.
Like, you could have got him out a lot easier than Will could have."
I'm like, "Aren't you what you running for, congressman or something like that?" And you mean to trying to tell me as a congressman or congresswoman, because I don't want to offend nobody, but like whatever you're running for,
city council or something like
city council, whatever. Like city council. You're trying to tell me you don't have any type of connections and you don't have it where you could have posted the bail and got him out. But all of a sudden,
somebody else don't put the money up.
But now all of a sudden, you got connections to hear that, oh, he got out, he got bail. Let me go pick him up. How you even know he got bail?
Yeah, my antennas went up with that. And then she started talking greasy to Hilary to another Banks. And I'm like, Jazz, first of all, you filed for going with her because I would have checked her right there in front of everybody. I'd be like, oh, now you show up. If they hadn't bailed me up, would you still be here? I would have asked her that straight up. Would you be here right now if they hadn't bailed me out? Because clearly you didn't come and get me. I said, this thing right here. All right. So Quentin sends Will a text, sorry about Carlton, but hitting you up with where are you at with the offers, needed a decision by end of day. So Will is scrambling to try to figure out what to do. Quentin tells him, I know it's hard, but these are the moments that separate the good from the great. You in or you out. Will sends him a text back, says, I am in, and he now got to go put this work in and make that decision on what offer to take for Black's.
Yeah.
We said it. You said it. For sure said it. That there was no sister.
There was no
I
sister.
was like, it's either there is no sister or if something happened to the sister, she had something to do with it. My bro was 100% right. You called it from day one. You said there was no sister.
Ain't no damn sister. I knew it wasn't.
Carlton show up at Amir's place yet again. This is coming across a little stalkerish, Carlton. But he drops a flower. He leaves a flower on their doorstep. And the mama must have been walking by, seen him on a Ring camera or whatever. And said, Carlton, well, thank you, but we don't have no issues with you. Everything is good. She's going to be fine. She just needs to recover in peace. Her mama told Carlton the exact same thing his mama told Amir. That she needs to recover. She needs to focus on herself right now. Like, leave her alone. And she said it in such a nice way, a nice, nasty way, but that's basically what she tell. Don't bring your ass back over here no more. And so Carlton's like, oh, I'm sorry. I know this is a difficult time of the year for you. And the mama was like, what you mean this time of the year? And he was like, "Oh, Amir shared with me that the loss of her sister." She was like, "Carlton, Amir don't got no sister." I said, "God damn it, CJ was right." I said, "My bro was right.
I told you. I knew it.
There is no sister."
I was like, because the story, the way she did it, it was too easy. It was just too easy. Like, just how, like, the first time I gave her, like, she told Carlton, I was like, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. But when she told Lisa that, I said, nah, ain't no sister. I said, she making that up so she could use. I said,
I felt something was kind of shaky about it for real, when she told Lisa about it, because the date kept changing.
Yep.
Because there was a different day that she told Lisa the same thing that she had said previously to Carlton and Aunt Viv. I was like, lie.
Yep.
But I couldn't figure out what the lie was, whether there was a sister or whether or not she had something to do with it. And I was like, I thought Carlton would have been a little bit more. I would have thought he would have had a bigger reaction to that than he did, knowing that she had been lying.
And
I really expected him to go apologize to Will.
I thought so too. I thought he was. Of course we did. Maybe he did in 10. I don't think he did, but yeah, I thought at that point it would have just been like, you know what? I was wrong. And bam, boom.
Yeah, you've been bamboozled, or Carlton.
And look what he about to go do. And you wonder why your parents was hounding you. I gotta say it though. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wrong scene. Okay. Wrong scene.
So at this point, him and Lisa are having a conversation about everything, and Lisa is trying to comfort him, and Lisa is trying to tell him that, you know, she's gonna be good, everything's gonna be all right, you know, I'm going through it too, or whatever. And Will tries to come and plead his case to both of them, being very apologetic, being very sympathetic, and y'all sit here with y'all nose turned. About what? Like, this is not Will's fault. Will didn't put the drugs in the girl's hand.
Nope.
Lisa, you just found drugs with her. So this is not Will's fault. This has nothing to do with Will.
Nothing. Okay, so I get for a second.
I'm on Will's side on this. You know, I don't always see it for Will, but I'm on Will's side for this. That boy didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah. I'm on Will's side as well. Like, I see it from like what Carlton was saying, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't even take a second to, like, you know, you already trying to go back to Black's, but I also see Will's side with, like, bruh,
this business.
This is like, yo, because he said, yo, I'm sorry everything happened to her, but like, yo, we're investors in this together. So like, yo, we got to get this done because he took a chance on both of us. So it's just like, yo, I get it. You grieving or whatever. You're going through all of this, but we still got to get this done because we got offers on the table. So if we don't get this done, that means our whole summer, we did all this for nothing.
It was a waste.
It was a waste.
So like Black says, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get that. So I got that part, but it was just like when Lisa went off on him, I'm like, really? Like, you going off on him? Like,
and this is all your fault. This is all your fault because you, should have said something to Carlton that night about it when you found it in her purse.
Yep.
And 2, you shouldn't have involved Will. You went involved Will. What did you expect him to do? That's his cousin. That's his cousin / brother. That's his family. Did you expect for him to just sit on this and not go say something to him about it? Y'all stupid. Y'all dumb.
I was still mad because Will didn't even try to defend himself and was like, yo, he didn't even tell them the interaction that he had with Amir. He could have easily, and I guarantee you, if he probably would have told him like, hey, I didn't even tell him that, like, yo, like, this is the interaction we had, and that's what led up to this. And then they might, you know, maybe they might have, be like, oh, okay, you know, et cetera, or whatever. But it was just like, come on, yo. But I just ain't like how everybody was coming at Will. Like I said, Will was better than me because I would have been like, man, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I'm good. Like, I'm getting sick of this. I'm not about to take the blame from every damn thing because y'all lives.
Because y'all want to be friends with a crackhead.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that got nothing to do with me.
Let y'all run down on me about this bullshit.
I'm like, well, y'all ready to be quote unquote adults? If y'all want to sit down, holla at me. Like, right now, I'm about to focus on Black's and I'm about to get this joint up and jumping because this ain't got nothing to this wasn't my fault. Like, at all.
So of course, you know, Lisa having her moment. I'm like, I don't care. Hilary, why you took your ass over here? What you going over here for? Talking about one night closure. And I really thought that, you know, you know. And Jazz was like, listen, I can't even concentrate. He tells Hilary about Yolanda, like, yo, Yolanda digging me. She's seeing it for me. We've been friends since high school. You know, she's always been there for me. I'm thinking to myself, no, she hasn't. She wasn't there for you when you need to be bailed out of jail. But you've been there with her, and the reason why you're in jail, try to run behind supporting her cause. And I'll pick you up. Oh, that's all.
That's
You're
it.
good for as a ride. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so he was like, listen, I can't even concentrate on her because I can't get my mind off you. And Hilary's like, well, one night closure. And so they go through, you know, this whole situation where they're, you know, spending time with each other.
Yeah.
Jeffrey right here, I knew that he was buttering Uncle Phil, or not buttering him up, but I know he was preparing Uncle Phil for a decision that he needed to make. And we talked about that last week as well, that Jeffrey was going to be at a crossroads. So he's kind of updating Uncle Phil on what's going on. And, you know, they really have a real good moment together. You know, like Uncle Phil tells him that I'm here for you. You part of the family. You know, we there for each other. We got each other back, you know. And it was curious because Jeffrey seemed to be bothered by the fact that Uncle Phil was getting ready to go fix a drink.
I think, if matter of fact, because he said that our sons, like, they
look
watch
up to
everything.
Us.
They look up
watch
to us
everything
and watch everything that we do. So I think when he saw Phil pouring a drink, it was more so.
Carlton. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was more so like he saw himself like, Carlton has been watching you drink, and then he thinking about his son, like Frederick. You know, he watching me, and it's reflecting back on my past. So I think that's why he didn't take that drink, because it was more so like, yo, they looking up to us.
Carlton meet with his friend, punk ass.
Shout out to Connor though, bro.
Connor.
I gotta give it to him on this.
Connor did what I didn't think he was gonna do. Connor was like, listen, I don't want to be the reason why you relapse.
Yep.
Like, you're doing good, don't spoil it all now. I really didn't expect that advice from him.
Yep.
I really did not expect that advice from him. And he tell Carlton, muck you, and he gets his product from someone else. And he's sitting in the car tweaking, hallucinating, thinking. I don't know. Lady come up to the car to give him his wallet that he dropped.
That he thought was Will.
Which
is how ironic, because it's just like, yo, that should have been a clear sign right there. Like, yo,
you need to go apologize to your cousin.
Yeah, your cousin been in your corner. He been trying to help you stay sober.
Yep.
And that's why you saw the image of him.
Yep.
So when I saw that, and then I saw this, I was like, oh,
that was dope how they did that though.
Yeah, that was
dope how they did that. So we'll pull up on what's the man name?
Man, I forgot.
VA, Lisa's daddy. Frank, I want to say his name is. And I was like, oh Lord, Will, what you finna do? I knew he was getting ready to do some dumb shit. I was like, Will, don't do it. Don't do it. So he sits down with Lisa's father, and he was like, listen, whatever it take to get these charges dropped against Jazz, I'm willing to put it out there. You know, this is what happened, whoop, you know, and you know, Lisa's dad, I like how he played it. He was like, you know, I got everything, but you probably don't need to say nothing else until you have a conversation with your uncle, which he had already called Uncle Phil, Aunt Viv, and, you know, told him that Will was down there, what he was getting ready to do.
Yeah.
Uncle Phil come in and was like, I got a lot of respect for what you just did, but your confession this while ago is inadmissible because you're a minor.
Yep. And I feel like Lisa Pops knew that.
Yeah.
He just wanted to get.
He wanted to see how far Will was going to go with it.
He wanted to see how far Will was.
Really and honest he was about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to let this ride this time. But, you know, and I like how Lisa's dad called Aunt Viv to the side, like, okay, we have a moment. Yeah. You know, Will was all upset and crying, and, you know, I'm sorry. Uncle Phil's like, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it. Everything will be all right. I appreciate you being a man, standing behind your friend and doing what's right, you know. Lisa's dad pretty much apologizes to Aunt Viv and asks for her help. Like, listen, I need help with her. She's a teenager. You know, I don't know nothing about raising no teenager. And I probably need some help from my wife, too. She's going through some things. And I want you to be there. Gail wants you to be there. And Lisa wants you to be there. I was like, that was real big of him.
Yeah. Because he probably went back home and realized what she said was true. Like
that his wife needed some help. Yeah, that she was through. What you sitting around pouting about? You the one who got your ass whooped. I mean, what you What are you upset about? Your face hurt or something? Go get some ice. I mean, what are you upset about?
Yeah, it's like I don't even know what else to say. I was just like, ain't nobody tell you. Like, he been telling you since day one. Like, yo,
Your ass still.
I mean, shoot, even Will even told you after the race, like, yo, this is LA. This ain't England. This is not London.
You need to
Like,
chill.
this is different. And you out here trying to prove something different and just like, yo, okay. And it's just like, of course, luckily for you, you're doing it wherever in like a safe environment. You go on Jazz Block neighborhood, some try to do that, you ain't making it back home.
And that's what Jeffrey is sitting here trying to tell him. Like, listen, don't make the mistakes that I made. You know, be a better man. You can be a better man. Like, you don't have to. I did what I needed to do to survive. Again, a parallel back to Ghost and Tariq. So I agree with you on that. Then you know, Penelope comes in, you know, she tries to have a conversation as well. And you know, she just tries to let him know that, listen, there's a better life, there's a better way to do this. Like, you don't have to be like this. And I feel like he's not even listening to his parents.
He wasn't
paying them no attention. Hilary and Jazz laid up in the bed, they smoking, they having a good time. You know, they eating ice cream.
Bro, they was tight.
Jazz asked, "Oh, we gonna do the do?"
Yeah. Hey, yo, that was hilarious when he asked that though. I couldn't even fake on that one. I started laughing because I was like, you know what? That might have been something I would have said.
I don't know if it's the actress or it's how it's being written. I can't discern the two. But it seemed like Hilary was trying to convince Jazz and herself that she really cared about LaMarcus the way she claims she do. I love him, but I also love you too. But, you know, I want to be with him and I want to marry him. Like, do you really? Or are you just saying that because that's the right thing to say? To me, I get the vibes that you're saying all this because it's the right thing to say, but that ain't where your heart really is.
I kind of, but I think it was just more so like she was just torn. I think at the same time, I think it was just like
she loving two men at the same time. She
just loving two at the same time. Like, I think at the same time, like, she really wanted to be with Jazz, but there's history there with
her LaMarcus.
Yeah, since we know, you know, what we found out on episode 10. So I think it was just like that history was the one that was just like, you know what, this is the best fit for me with him, because like I've known him longer, etc., or whatever, and like, yeah, I love Jazz.
Always been good to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but this is how he's treated me since day one. So,
well, it sure didn't stop her from spending the night with Jazz. Although nothing happened, she still wake up in another man's bed the next morning. She was like, all right, well, I guess this is goodbye. Next time I'll see you again, you know, I'll be a married woman or whatever, blase. And they say they goodbyes, or what they thought was going to be their last time saying goodbye. Okay, so Penelope has convinced Jeffrey to go out to dinner. And, you know, they walking down the street and, you know, we see that G-Wagon creep up. And I knew it right there. I said it. We said it, that Penelope was in on the setup. And Jeffrey noticed it right away. He was like, so I'm going to give you two options. You can either come with me, trust me, come with me, or you can, something about the guys across the street. He knew.
Yeah, he said that. He said about this. He said about the truck that's been following us.
This truck that's been following us. You going to tell me what's up? And so it was real smooth how they did that, because when that bus passed by, they disappeared, but they really were behind like something. They were hiding behind something when the bus.
They were talking about a trash can or something like that.
Trash can or something, yeah.
I was just lost. I was like, Penelope, I was like, you and your son, I was like, both of y'all dumb as a box of rocks, because y'all forgot who Jeffrey was. Like, you didn't think he would really notice.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't think he would notice them following y'all the entire time. And then I also felt like you should have told him that
before y'all left the house what was up.
They should have told him a long time ago, like afterwards. Like, Roman didn't take the, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what it was. He took the money back, but they still say you had to make your bones or something like that. Like, you should have been told him that long time ago. Like, you trying to rekindle a romance quote unquote, but at the same time, you're setting him up.
Yeah, y'all got a
So
threat that's out there that needs to be dealt with.
yeah, so basically, you was willing to set up your own the father of your child so that you and your child could go free, when you could have just told Jeffrey from Jump Street, like he was about to get ready to break a dude neck at the bar for you. So you could have just came out and said that, like, yo, look, hey, heard from Roman, this is what's going on. Or I think that was his name, Ronan,
Yeah,
whatever.
Roman.
Yeah, like you could have just said that from Jump Street. But the fact that you thought that he wouldn't realize somebody was fucked, I was like, man, y'all tripping.
Especially after your son came home beat up behind it. Like that should have been the motivation for you right then and there, for you to come clean with Jeffrey and say, yo, we into some ish, and you know, they didn't take the deal, and you either got to go back or they're gonna unalive our son.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Jeffrey was like, I need you to trust me. And so they give the dudes a slip. All right, they get back to the house. At this point, we didn't get to see the full conversation, but at this point, Jeffrey has pretty much told Frederick about the threat and what they're now going to have to do to get themselves out of the threat.
Yep.
All right, so they go to meeting. I could have did without this scene. I'm not trying to be insensitive, and I understand that. Listen, I worked in drug and rehab in a behavioral health facility before, so I get how important that support system is for a person that's in recovery. However, Lisa being there, Lisa Daddy being there, Uncle Phil and Bill being there, and Carlton not there, Will there, everybody there just talking about all these great, wonderful things about Amir. I'm like, this girl was a liar. She was a cheat. She was a drama queen. And y'all sitting here like she was just this sweet, innocent girl.
Exactly.
I get it. I get the recovery process is hard.
This man here told Carlton. Carlton and listen, he told Amir, I do know you. Nobody listened to Spencer.
And he knew that she was going to slip and fall.
He knew
it. He saw her slip showing then. He knew that she was going to slip and fall because it seems like a pattern of this. Like every time she get close to being clean and good, she fall off the wagon. So he saw the warning signs early on and tried to let Carlton know as well. But I feel like there should have been a conversation between Carlton and him about it as well. But you know, they have this moment of realization where everybody's in therapy and everyone is healing and everyone is admitting things that, you know, really their own personal demons, but they're using Amir as a muse, but they're really talking about their own personal conflicts that they're all dealing with among each other. And then Carlton just drags on in like a sad puppy. And at that point, you may want to need to get up there and speak and talk because you almost slip and fell too.
I thought that's what was going to happen.
You needed to have a moment of truth.
I thought for sure.
Especially with you trying to call Will out on his bullshit. What about yours?
I thought for sure he was going to say, I almost slipped up.
Yep.
Like, and I caught myself, etc., whatever. I thought for sure that's what he was going to say.
Yep.
But of course he didn't. I ain't like Will doing this. That kind of, it was just like, man, I wouldn't even have stepped up. I would have just said,
I felt like if he hadn't, they would have continued to look at him like he was a dick or asshole. But I felt like he had to do it to let everybody know that, listen, I'm here for Carlton.
I get that.
Even though I had my issues with her or whatever, I'm just here to make sure that my bro is good.
But he could have said it in a different way.
I agree with that.
I would have just easily said, you know, like, yo, we ain't see eye to eye. And that was it. I would have just left it at that. We ain't see eye to eye. But, you know, I just always just want to make sure I'm glad that she's good for my bro Carlton. Like, I wouldn't even put that, you know, she called me out on this and that, etc., or whatever. Because at the same time, it was like, she ain't have the means to call me out, especially when she don't know me and all this other stuff. And like, that was the only thing. It went back to, again, when in doubt, blame Will. Like, it was just like, Will just taking it like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna take this hit just for everything. And then I don't know. Even this scene, I was like, man, stop coddling this man. Like, bruh, we tried to tell you, you did not listen. Like, I get it. You didn't hear it the way you wanted to hear it, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like, everybody, signs were there.
Everybody that you thought was against you, look around.
Yep.
They here for you.
Yep. They're here for you. Your mama tried to tell you. You got mad at her. Like,
the mediator for the meeting tried to tell you, got mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
Your cousin, your bro tried to tell you. I felt like Lisa, in some respect, wanted to try to tell him when she was talking about the necklace. He went off on her.
Went off on her. So it's just like,
Aunt Viv sitting at Carlton's bedside, just trying to make sure he's straight. And she's like, I'll always be here for you, Carlton, blah, blah, blah. Again, y'all coddling him. Y'all babying him at this point. Because in real life, it's called consequences. And your decisions oftentimes determine what consequences you may have to face. Carlton, this is your trouble.
Yep.
I knew that these two were going to have some kind of dealings. We call that as well.
Yep.
We said that Uncle Phil was going to probably end up working with Yolanda. And I just feel like, what do Yolanda have to bring to the table? I'm still looking at her sideways, so we're going to keep an eye on her in the next season.
Yeah.
In season 4, we got an eye on you, Yolanda, because I don't feel like she's legit.
But we called that. After he turned down, and I can't even remember his name, Omar. We literally said that's what was going to happen. That Phil was going to start working with Yolanda.
It's in the writing.
Start working with Jazz, etc., whatever. Like,
it's in the writing. You can see it.
It was on the wall. Now, I did not see this.
I did not see this, and I don't understand this. So they get the text. Black says, "Ching," and Carlton's like, "Huh? What's going on? I thought we were out." And Wilson's like, "No, I made the decision. I went ahead with the best offer. I thought it was going to be good for us." And it's the old boy from last season that was cutting up with them at the schoolhouse. Drew.
Yep.
Who jumped on Drew? Was it Carlton? Carlton gave him the face, right?
At the bowling alley.
Yeah, at the bowling alley. Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here comes some more drama for them. And he gonna be nothing but a problem.
And then the way he just come in, just talking like, oh yeah, I've been in the south of France and I see what you guys have been doing, etc.
Yeah,
whatever.
Come in on that bullshit.
And then, he speaks his father name, and it's just like, well, Carlton, if you wasn't so
wrapped up in the mirror, you could have, when Will brought it to you and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I know everything's going on, but we got to do this. We might not be in this situation because, you know what I'm saying? You would have known who his father is. You knew the name immediately, and you would have said, nah, we're not working with him. But exactly,
you didn't. So
we
here now.
We here now.
So it's nothing else left.
All right, so that wraps up episode 9. Overall, pretty good episode. We pretty much called a lot of things that happened in this episode, so it really wasn't no surprise to us as we saw them unravel because we kind of called it. All right, so come on back, drop y'all thoughts and comments in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button, share the video out, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll go ahead and drop episode 10 for you guys as well, and that'll be it. Fresh, you got anything else, bro?
Nope. When we get into episode 10, we're gonna get into episode 10.
All right, we'll talk about episode 10. All right, we'll be back.